This is supposed to be pretty good. It will be, brother. Keep this out.
Yo, money. You think this face got, the high power shit?
Brother, we gonna come off like the mob. You understand what I'm saying?
We out here, say the hustlers prayer. We here, say the hustlers prayer.
Nigga was crack sales, incorrect bills, and lost hope. No education, my occupation is selling coke. Sick and tired of being broke, so I got me a pack. You be tricking on these bitches, I be letting it stack. Go on water, baking soda, and some yoga got me bubble. Broke my grandma's heart, she heard I was hustling. Something gotta give, yeah, I gotta live. The ghetto on the 12 by 12 with time on my head. Fuck that, tell them niggas wait on that. First and 15 fees, wait on that. Use a few grams short, put some weight on that. Fuck you a few extra, you know I'll be right back. Just like that. When they see me winning, they don't like that. 4-4 bulldog, in case I gotta bite back. I need 100 mil before I go. Anything could be your last one, you never know. So
we out here, say the hustlers prayer. We out here, say the hustlers prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. We out here, say the hustlers prayer. We out here, say the hustlers
nigga, all we know is broken promises, open caskets and homicides. We resort to violence over the passion and monetize. Put our thoughts to action, put a caption, I'm down the ride. On the indie picture, giving them pictures a pack of slide. Space surfing 8 bars, place we can take y'all is glass, gas, poison the mask, we're getting 8 off. Last match, walking the halves to get it played off. The fast track, open your stash, nigga, and take off. 80s, baby, I'm putting faith inside of hustle's bread. Gives an escape, but still it's nothing there. You see the game could either make me or break me, but still I'm stuck in there. I'm a better man, but is it fucking fair? Yeah, I'm coexisting with angels that live through older pictures. And no the liquors, we holding coats in and old constrictors. My soul is bitter, you couldn't find you a older nigga. Now I was tore up as I close the scripture.
We out here, say the hustlers prayer. We out here, say the hustlers prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. We out here, say the hustlers prayer. We out here, say the hustlers prayer.
Nigga, you already know.
So, man, welcome back to this episode of the Smoke Session, man. Episode you want. We're going to finish off on Eddie Jackson before being meth. Gangster of gangsters. See, to be a gangster, you ain't necessarily got to be a killer. You know what I'm saying? Be a gangster. All you got to do is make sure to take care of your people. That's all you got to do. So with that said, let's get back into Eddie Jackson. Oh. Now, if you remember before I left off, right? Sorry, I've been sipping. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a little good right now. Before I left off, I said the downfall of Eddie was he started to get high. He was getting too much money. And people ain't really never heard of that. Getting too much money. He was getting so much money that there's just like nothing else to do. He's getting high with superstars. And he's selling it, he's giving away drugs to superstars at the time. Like, could you imagine giving drugs to like Kodak Black and Lil Baby, Chris Brown, Drake, Kanye, like the equivalent. That's what he was giving away to. Like, yeah. So the downfall of Eddie Jackson through all the legal and everything. It wasn't illegal shit. You feel what I'm saying? And Eddie Jackson really didn't have a downfall. Like, if you want to call it, like the slippery slope was him getting high. And maybe because he already thought or knew that he was going down, he was like, I might as well enjoy, do whatever the fuck I want to do before I go in. Well, I got the luxury. When you got that type of money, like, you sniff 4 ounces from Detroit to Texas with your boy Black Butch. Because that's who he started getting high with. He didn't get high with Courtney. He got high with Black Butch, the youngest of the crew. So you got the head and the youngest. Whenever he snatched up Butch, you know something was happening. If you really didn't know, because Eddie wouldn't allow you to say something, you didn't know like they were getting high. It was once said that Eddie and Butch, another associate named Hucklebuck, like, yo, these niggas had real names, bro. Hucklebuck. On their way to Texas. For 4 ounces. They ran out of coke. Eddie said, let's turn around and go back. From Michigan to in between Michigan and Texas, Eddie said, let's turn around and go back. We ain't got enough shit. So they go back. They get pulled over in Missouri. They got no drugs, but Hucklebuck got over $150,000 in the back seat. That good old lawyer that Eddie had, Malcolm X's lawyer and confident, got him out on that. But that was peanuts compared to when he got caught with he got caught with I think 11 keys of dope and 3 keys of cocaine in Courtney's wife's car. And Courtney's his man and his best friend in Courtney's wife's car. That's what he got caught with. Those charges went away miraculously, and Courtney delivered donations. Pennsylvania. Poof. Gone. Eddie knew how to damn work the system. So after they got caught by that state trooper, no, I mean, like, nothing really happened. You know, it already told you about the indictments and everything like that. So, like, you talking about from in between that time until Eddie was locked up, Eddie made the most money that he ever made in his life. So in between 73 and 75, when Eddie actually got locked up, Eddie made a bunch of money, and ran his organization with no problem. And then they locked him up, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Eddie got locked up. It was a 32-man indictment. Eddie got locked up. All the key players got locked up, right? This is how much money they was making. This is how much money they was making. There was an associate named Jack. He said he was making $25,000 a day in a certain spot. undisclosed area. I'm not gonna tell you. It's not disclosed. Undisclosed area. So Eddie, what was I saying? No. You fucked me up. Let me go back to this. Oh yeah, Eddie gets locked up in 75, 76, and Courtney turned himself in 77. Now, they gave Eddie 30 years and they gave Courtney 21. I mean, tell me when he got indicted, the indictment came down to 72. Eddie didn't go to jail for 75. Eddie could have made up to $50 million before. And then they probably wouldn't even got locked up if he didn't get caught in Vegas on probation on a violation of his bail. When he got locked up, it was the thing. There was no drugs coming in the country. It was a drought. So they thought that it was a big, massive meeting for the drug dealers when everybody was just going to see the fight and go to the casino. They didn't have no more drugs. So all they got is money. What are you going to do? They're about to go have a ball. That's what they did. And they ended up making it seem like that. But let's not get this twisted. Eddie got money. And he got a great lawyer and connections. There go that clip note, right? Coming to this clip. Eddie only served 9 years. From 75 to 84, Eddie was home. Courtney was home not too long after Eddie. Maybe a year or two. Maybe 5. Don't matter. When Courtney got home, Eddie had already been there first. You seen how the game had changed. There was the YBI, the Currys, there was the Chambers. It was really the Wild West. See, when you locked up Eddie, here's the thing that law enforcement doesn't understand. You're so fixated on this person, you don't know what he does for the city. You locked up Eddie, and there was nobody. You locked up his whole crew with brains, so there was nobody to guide anybody. There's nobody to control shit because they got the connect, they got the power, they got the people. Like, so when you just let the young boys out, you let. I'm not gonna say he's smart or low. You can say he's smart and he's ambitious, but he ain't got no loyalty. So certain motherfuckers was able to rise to power. But when Eddie came back home in 84, Eddie still had all the connects. He still had the Italian connect, the Colombian connect, this connect, that connect. He could get you touch. He still had all of that. Courtney get home, and not too long after Courtney get home, Eddie gets snatched up in the motherfucking in a racketeering shit with distribution. He sent back to prison. Never would he see the streets again. But like I said before, it was Eddie's organization, but Courtney ran it. So Courtney made sure that the money kept coming, the product, the connects, whoever needed what. You had to. If you wasn't good enough to see Eddie, you had to see Courtney. And Courtney didn't play no games. So that's how that went. While Eddie was in prison, knowing he probably would never come back home, Courtney already knew what to do. The field general. And he ran shit for Eddie Jackson. to 1995, possibly until Eddie died. And after that, since he was already the man that you dealt with, everybody dealt with him anyway. So before a lot of the shit that I've researched, like Courtney had just came home maybe 2016, 2015, maybe even 2017. So Courtney been doing this shit maybe for a score, maybe more. From 69 to maybe 2014, hard. Do the math on how long Courtney Brown been in the game. Ain't nothing you can slip past him. He seen Frank Matthews, you know about Frank Lucas, you know about all the Italian mob, this nigga, that nigga, all that. Liddy Jones, all that. He was getting money. That real Avon Barksdale, all of that. You gotta be real with yourself. These niggas was getting money. That's how, if you see a nigga like catch a niche, get his niche and take off, and you're like, why? Because he learned from the old heads. This is how you get money. Feel me? And what comes with that getting this money? Like, always being able to get this money. You gotta take care of your kids. And Courtney had a plethora of jobs before he started selling drugs. So he already knew how to conduct himself. He wasn't in it for the clout, the fame. He was in it for the money. So his son was able to flourish and be afforded other fuck ups that other black kids weren't. Like, you talking about a kid that went to school, he went to one of the best schools in New York, and while in New York, he ended up opening up a store right across from the Apollo. So you got anybody come by a store for urban fashion. This is what you're supposed to do. I mean, Courtney Brown Jr. has pictures with Eve, Dame Dash, and others from the 90s when it meant something. You know what I'm saying? And since we're gonna say that, around that time, like that I'm jumping to the kids, that I'm not gonna jump to Eddie yet because Eddie Jackson is in a whole other story that I'm starting. And then he's not even the story that I'm about to give y'all next, the Maserati Rick Demetrius Holloway. I'm skipping a bunch of shit to get to that, and then I'll go back. I'm fucking your head up. Y'all ain't built for the shit that I'm built for. You gotta be able to process what I give you. It's not my fault for you to catch on. But I really want you to smoke that over. But back to the end of Eddie Jackson, which is really not an end because, as you're gonna see in the next series, up until he died, he was still the man. He was never a nobody. And he never told on nobody. Let me make sure that's clear. He never told on nobody. He never told on nobody. He never told on nobody. He took what was given to him because it was what the game was. That's not glorified. He played the game. Well, so they don't tell you, police don't respect snitches. They use them, they work them, they whatever. They don't respect them. The motherfuckers that don't, they tell them get the fuck out of here. They respect them because look what the police are doing, telling you get the fuck out of here. That's what they respect. Don't let smoke over your head. They got you in the interrogation room. But Eddie Jackson, R.I.P. What they used to call them? R.I.P. the crowd pleaser. One of the best to ever do it, if not the best. And he left a legacy for others to follow his blueprint. If you had any sense, if you came up in the mid '80s, late '80s, early '90s, mid '90s, and you was from the Midwest in Detroit, you had to get your more than likely you had to get this shit, or you had to fucking hate that. That's just the only thing you could do. That smoke over your head, man. Cause you think about the lifestyle that Eddie was able to provide for so many people that I'm telling you that Courtney Brown Jr. was able to go to one of the best schools in the country, open up a store across from Apollo, meet the hip hop legends, millionaires, billionaires. They all came through. I'm telling you, he got pictures with Puffy, Dame Dash, and Eve. That right there is well over $1 billion. And those 3 pictures. I got to show nothing else. A mogul, like if you want to say former mogul, independent mogul, and a female that figured it out. He got pictures with them. He hung out with them. He got drunk, spent too much money, and when he was fucked up and fucked up his money, he could go home and say, "Dad, I fucked up my bread," and they would give him money to keep his business afloat. Before he became a real estate developer, and if I'm not mistaken, hold on, make sure I got this shit right. Do I have it on the paper? He's a real estate. His sister is a lawyer. Eddie Jr. is a real estate developer. No, Courtney Jr. is a real estate developer and something else. And his sister's a lawyer. Now, Courtney Sr., like I said, just came home off a 6-year bid off doing some business with some Pakistanis. You do the math. Allegedly, when he got 6, he came home, and that's when I was able to accumulate a lot of this. Because I'm gonna do something else. Because it's crazy. Because Courtney Brown is known as the real superfly. But you gotta understand, everybody that worked under Eddie Jackson, they had their own people who they trusted. So we ain't even gonna jump into that yet, nigga. Listen, man, I got enough to fill y'all up going into February with just Detroit. A little bit of this down south. Like we've all seen the New Yorks. Like we all heard y'all. There's money. This nigga that was getting money, man, real money. Were you? Did you? Can you compare it? Feel me? And I say that and say this that just because you was born in New York don't mean your roots don't come from down south, man. Your biggest gangsters come from down south. Oh, they came to New York, yeah, but they kept their damn ritual. And the ones who kept it like they were supposed to, the Eddie Jacksons, the Courtney Browns, you know what I'm saying? They're living fucking legends. To the core. Watch out for this Maserati Rick. Demetrius, I'm sorry. Watch out for this Demetrius Holloway Maserati Rick Best Friends series coming. Eddie Jackson is done. I'm skip and then skip back because Eddie Jackson Jr. had dealings with the YBI. The YBI was before Holloway and Rick. The nigga that snitched, that ran the YBI. We'll get into that. But Maserati Rick's coming up next. Demetrius Holloway's coming up next. Best Friends coming up next. Meet Boone Craft coming up next because they're all connected. That's a big series. Those series gonna take me at least an hour at the minimum. Each part might end up at 10, depending on how I do it. Because Jackson set the blueprint for all of Detroit. And no matter if they want to say it or not, they ran with it. And that man is one of the realest motherfuckers you ever gonna see because he didn't believe in murder. He wasn't scared of it, but he did. He thought there was so many other ways to handle the problem other than killing it. Can your big homie say that? Can your boss say that? Can you say that? And he was getting equivalent to if he was doing it, he was getting $10 million a month if he was doing it right now. Probably 12, 13 the way they come. Because he had legal properties too. I'd like to thank y'all for checking out for BMF. And if you want to fact check anything that I said, check out our profit. Ain't taking nothing. There's a couple other niggas I took the shit from too. But our prophet got the most accurate shit. And salute to him. But he not gonna tell you the way I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the way how it's done. From my perspective, there's no way our prophet can tell you the way that it was done because he don't know how to sell it how we sold it. He don't know how to run it how we ran it. He just he got the story and I love him for being able to go do this. Let me run with the baton. Eddie Jackson is the GOAT. Selling dope in Detroit. And it was at his highest low. And I'm out, man. Y'all rock out to my nigga Lil Nitty. Shit dope.
Southside forever. Ice bigger. Know that shit go. Yeah, that's my niggas, man. Shit, I love everything, B. Shit's crazy.
Quick to pop off, niggas ain't talk too much. Chicks wouldn't fuck sad niggas talk too much. So they went to fairground for the dudes to trust. I don't know what the fuck they thought them niggas smell like us. Southside, you don't know too many niggas like us. Fuck them all, kill them all, like the world is only us. Why fight? We all fight. It's the world.
Before I just dwell out, I just want to let you know, see these? Those are words all the way down. what I'm saying? Those are words. Words. Feel me? Like words. Like words. You feel me? Like words. You feel me? Like words. You feel me? Words. I got some over there, some right here. Like I'm not playing. Like, bruh. Words. You feel me? I'm not even looking at the words that I had for words. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can like giving you time to catch it. Words. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like word. Like I take notes to this shit. Like to what I'm telling you, and that comes with the boxing and everything else. I'm taking notes, I'm analyzing it, and I'm giving it my nigga perspective, right? So you talking about with this BMF series, this before BMF series that I'm doing, on only just one person, and I can memorize a whole lot of the other shit, right? You're talking about 1, slow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got some more notes somewhere else. Somewhere about probably like 15, 16 cliff notes on shit that I wrote down in my own perspective. I don't just talk out my ass like a lot of you motherfuckers do. Do my fucking research. As should you. Fuck out of here.
Sunny twins and BS. I take a blunt to the face to try to fight the stress. This is for third show. Be Allo 2. That taxi L, they'll never forget you. As long as I breathe back into the mic. Forever sacrifice my life for your life. So as time pass on and the seeds grow bigger, just know I'm down here missing my niggas. Real shit. I wrote this one for my niggas. All I ever really needed was my niggas. Do it all, stand tall with my niggas. That's right. Cause all I ever had was my niggas. I wrote this one for my niggas. All I ever really needed was my niggas. Do it all, stand tall with my niggas. That's right. Cause all I ever had was my niggas. Colossal, fat cat, and God. For my niggas, I'll catch a ride. For my niggas, till we all rich. Till we all got our own shit. I'm talking generational wealth. I want for my niggas, same thing I want for myself. These niggas same for me. That's how it's supposed to be. If you ain't know, it's SSP until they bury us. Right, never fall out of your new bitch. So cause of jealousy. It's one guy, we all get it. And white beats, we all hit it. I understand sharing is caring.